everyone, welcome back to my channel, The Lovely Efi. In this episode of Lovely Life Lessons, I will be talking to you all about subtweeting, and that includes Facebook, Twitter, all other kinds of social media that you guys can think of. It's basically when somebody will passive-aggressively make a status update about a friend that they're upset with, or anyone that they're upset with, without actually identifying who they are. And a lot of times these people who subtweet will hope that they eventually see it, and it's just really petty. So for example, there was a friend of mine who at the time was really cool to me and everything, and her brother was having a birthday party, and while we were all together in the car, I guess going back home or something, or going inside of a restaurant, she playfully uses the N-word, and I thought that that was really offensive to me. And even though she was a person of color, she wasn't black, so she didn't really understand how hurtful that was for me to hear, even in a playful context. So I was like, you know what, don't get upset. She probably didn't realize, you know, what it actually meant to you and didn't want to hurt you on purpose. Just talk to her about it later. So I eventually went back home, and I think the next day I messaged her on Facebook and I told her, I said, hey, this actually really hurt my feelings when you said the N-word in the car, and I just want to let you know, like, that is a really awful thing to say, even if you are joking. So I'm just telling you as a friend, like, maybe not say that again. I thought that the way I came at her was really polite and still kind of like, you know, straightforward with where I was coming from. And I thought that she would understand my, you know, situation and be a little bit considerate, but that's not really what happened. I got a response along the lines of, it's just a word, you know, you shouldn't really give it that much power. And I'm like, but this is my struggle though. Like, you can't really quite tell me how to feel about something that affects me directly. I remember I replied back to her hoping that she would understand better, and I remember she read it, I think, and didn't say anything to my response. And it kind of just got me more upset the longer that she like ignored me and didn't really like hear where I was coming from. And petty little me back then was like, you know what, I'm gonna turn to my Facebook post and I'm just gonna vent and not say who I'm talking about, but hope that she somehow sees it. And I went and made this big old paragraph dedicated to the situation that happened, and it got a lot of attention. A lot of people were commenting on it, saying how awful this unidentified friend of mine was. But my mutual friends with her saw the same post and they knew exactly who I was talking about. And it kind of just made me look like I was the petty one in the situation, even though clearly I didn't start anything, but I kind of didn't help the fact that, like, you know, I kind of kept it going and added fuel to the fire. Needless to say, that friend of mine is no longer in my life, and I can honestly care less. But the point is, even if you have a problem with somebody, just keep it between you and that person, okay? I really wish I knew this back then, because I think that, you know, those mutual friends saw me differently and never looked at me the same since then. But hey, I mean, it's a lesson learned, and that's why I'm sharing this with you guys. Another situation that happened with subtweeting was with a different party member that actually subtweeted me back frequently. Like, this was a thing that just was regular. So this person and I were like really starting to hate each other for a long time. Like, it just started growing into more and more hate, and it became more apparent on both of our social media. Like, one day I'd see a tweet on their page, and another day I'd be like, I'm gonna tweet back from that tweet, or a fucking like Facebook post would be made by them, and then I would make one because of that one, and vice versa. It would just be this awful, vicious, stupid, petty cycle between the both of us. And I realized that it was going on for so long, and it just kind of kept me in this mentality that I didn't really like anymore. And a lot of friends that I talked to that knew about this person that I really hated at the time, they were just like, you know, you're not really better than them. Like, you're kind of on their same level when you're doing that. I hated that. I like to be above my enemies, you know? And the only way that made sense to basically be on top was just to stop subtweeting. Like, it just completely needed to end. It wasn't any like, you know, oh, I'm gonna gradually end. No, I needed to quit cold turkey, because it wasn't going anywhere. It was just a constant like passive-aggressive battle between me and this stupid person. It was like they were tweeting here, and I was tweeting there, and Facebooking and Instagramming and this and thating, and it was just like, why? I'm not centering my social media about you. This is about me, and this is about positivity, and you're bringing this negative aura, and I don't need that. I'm sorry. So enough with the tweets. I'm just gonna be doing me. It seemed like for a long time they were kind of just tweeting at no one. Like, it was just kind of like passive-aggressively tweeting at no one, because I stopped. It didn't really like hit me that I was in the better position until much later, because I was like, I forgot about it. Like that mentality, that habit I had eventually kind of just went away, and I was like, I feel really good. It took a while, but yes, it did feel better. So I'm basically telling you, like, it's not gonna feel great right away once you stop getting out of that habit if you are in it right now, but eventually you will see that it's gonna make you feel more healthy and more positive in general. So the lovely life lesson in this episode is do not subtweet, you guys. It's not worth it. Just talk directly to that person if you can, face to face, you know, directly to their inbox. Don't post anything on Facebook publicly. Don't, like, you know, talk shit or whatever about these people and expect them to like see it, because that's just like childish. And especially now, like, I am over 20 years old. I just don't need that type of, you know, negativity or high school mentality in my life. And I don't think any of you should. Even if you are in high school, you should be above that. Like, don't let people do that to you, and don't be, you know, tempted to do the same, because it's really not gonna get you anywhere. And also, if you see somebody that is subtweeting about you, just laugh it off. Like, literally, like, you kind of have to just feel bad for them and move on with your life. Like, do not do the same thing, because you're gonna be on their same playing field and it's not gonna make you feel better. So I hope you guys took valuable lessons from this, from my mistakes when I used to subtweet, when I was like giving in to those temptations. Learn from this, please, because I promise you, you will be thankful. And I wish somebody told me better when I was doing this not too long ago, but hey, I know now, and I'm no longer gonna do it. I quit. That pretty much concludes this episode of the Lovely Life Lessons. Thank you for watching. If you have any topics or any questions particularly about your life that I might know about, or you just want me to talk about, leave them in the description box. Leave them in the comment section below with that hashtag, and I'll be sure to check them out accordingly. So yeah, I'll see you next week in my episode 3. Bye. We all started talking about anime and like rock music and just random stuff. We were like kind of slowly getting into the scene kid phase too. The second question is, do people judge you? Oh yes, people judge me both online and offline, but that's really just because like whenever you're going against societal norms, that's just typically